Hello everyone and welcome to the Wait, how do you do this? Oh, that's right. You do like today we're talking about today.
This is What's Happening News. Start. That's what I did last week, I think.
Yeah, that is what you did last week.
I didn't come up with a new one though. So I mean, yeah, just all you have to do is say like blah 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 blah. And I'm Spencer and that's Shelby and this is the What's Happening podcast.
I'm Spencer and that's Shelby and we don't know what we're talking about, but welcome to the What's Happening podcast.
Intro. We're journeying all through time and space to discover what's happening to the human race. We don't really care what's happened in the past. Welcome to the What's Happening podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 18 of What's Happening podcast. Shelby doesn't know how to drink coffee, and also Shelby doesn't know the difference between apple cider and Arnold Palmer.
This is news.
This is newsworthy.
Yeah.
Yesterday, Shelby and I were about to record a gameplay for my channel, and she was like, "Hey, can I have a sip of your totally ambiguous drink that nobody knows what it is or isn't?" It was Schrodinger's drink at that point. It was both apple cider and not apple cider until Shelby tasted it. Shelby was under the impression that I was drinking apple cider. She drank it, goes, "That could literally be apple juice." She was like, "Wow, that's crazy." And then I made her do it again because
we weren't filming.
Because I wasn't filming at the time. And I made her do it again without telling her anything. I was like, "Wait, can you try this again?" And then she drank it and she was like, "Yeah, it tastes just like apple juice." And it was Arnold Palmer, which is half tea, half lemonade. Tastes nothing like apple juice.
Just like apple juice.
I would know. I'm an apple juice connoisseur. Love me some apple juice. Love me some apple cider. Love me apples.
Apples.
And it was really, really funny. It was just another classic Shelby goof.
And now I'm just trying to think of the last time I've had apple juice. And I'm like, what did I experience that confused my taste buds?
That's fair. I haven't had apple juice I'm sorry. I feel like I'm really spiking. I'm sorry if the audio is really bad.
You're probably
fine. I haven't had straight apple juice in a really long time.
I mean, truly.
No, I haven't had it truly in a long time either.
My dad bought apple juice and tried to turn it into hard cider, and it ended up tasting like a semi-sweet wine, and I think he was very disappointed. I didn't think it was half bad though, but he was trying to make hard cider. He like watched a YouTube video where they were like, it's really easy and you just mix like two ingredients together and then pop a air pop thing on the top of it and let it sit in a stable dark place for like 8 weeks. And he was like,
let it ferment.
Yeah, basically. And they were like, don't do it too early or it's like basically apple cider vinegar. And then if you like let it go too late, it can like, you know, all the flavors change. But it ended up tasting basically like wine, not really hard cider.
Like apple wine 23.
Yeah. But yeah. So maybe my taste buds just don't understand anything anymore. But it's fine. I have an issue.
Me too.
What's yours?
Today.
Oh, well, you want to talk about it?
No.
Okay, I'm sorry. Today's one of those days.
If it can go wrong, it will.
Yeah, it's kind of feeling like that for Spencer, but...
And I just have a ton of shit.
Yeah, and so we're recording a podcast.
Well, this is one of the shit.
I mean, technically, we could have pushed this off.
No.
It does fall nicely the day we record it. But anyway, I have a problem. That is such a not problem. It's such a 2021 problem, but I have a problem, right? So I don't like to have my phone give me notifications, right? This is going down a bit of a rabbit hole. Sir, can you please stop texting during the podcast?
This is my day.
So I don't like to have notifications ding on my phone, right? I have notifications turned off for almost everything on my phone. I don't like it to tell me anything. If I want something, I'll go to it and look for it. But the only notifications I have on are for messaging purposes, which anymore are on too many different apps. And I need every one of my friends to agree on one, max 2 apps to communicate over, and I don't want anything else. And I've been thinking about this a lot lately. And it's so stupid, but it's like, I know it's stupid again, but I feel like there's just like, oh, I have this app because there's one group chat left on it. I have this app because there's one group chat left on it. And then we have this one because someone couldn't use another app. So we have this thing that we're communicating over. Oh, and then obviously there's just texting. And I need everyone to get on the same page right now or I'm out. And that's how I feel. So is the remedy that we need a new texting service that works across the board, or do I need to make everyone agree on something that already exists? This is my problem. My very 2021 problem.
Sounds like you're the problem.
Oh, so I just need to quit all my group chats?
Yeah.
All right. I can do that. I'll start working on my goodbye messages.
Okay. Thank you. Is that it?
Yeah, that was my problem.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know you probably don't feel that way whatsoever.
I mean, people will message me on Snapchat and then people text me. I technically communicate solely through Discord with Mike.
And you communicate through Instagram?
I do. And then we have GroupMe and Did I say Snapchat? I think I said Snapchat.
I have Facebook Messenger.
Basically, you and Brock text me.
Mm-hmm.
Mike and I talk through Discord. Vic, Brett, and I communicate through Instagram. And it's almost always with like it's always like an extra person because we use Instagram because it's just easy. It's an easy spot for us to all set up a group chat. I mean, we could just do a texting group chat, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
That's really.
I feel like
it's been on my
I feel
mind
like
a lot
texting
lately.
would be the end all be all because that's what works.
I know.
And I tried to do that with our RMU friends before we made a GroupMe. I said, why don't we just do a text? And like half of us were on board with that. And I want to say almost all of us except Mir were on board with that.
Well, Mir's phone doesn't work with group chats.
And I think Jake's didn't at the time too.
Yeah.
So that was the benefit to GroupMe.
I know. And well, also some people didn't have phone plans because they were out of the country. So they needed a Wi-Fi based.
Yeah, I know, but like.
And it depended the phone
like
they had.
we're America, so we're the best country.
So just like merged our ideals. No, but I understand. That's always it. Well, no, that's not. Yeah, that's actually almost always it. It's always like there's that one person who has a phone that's not compatible with everyone else's, or it's not like their phone just doesn't work the best in what everyone else's does, which is the same thing as I just said. But yeah, and I think that person needs to get a new phone. I can't even say, like, I know that sounds so, like, stupid. I used to be that person that my phone wasn't compatible with anyone else's. And so, like...
elitist.
Huh?
You're
no, but you know what I mean.
You're being an Apple like, elitist.
I'm not...
No. You are. No, you're actually... Wow. Oof. Wow. Do you know how you sound right now? You're coming across.
Yeah? I mean, you can take it however.
You're like, yeah, if you don't have an iPhone, you deserve
no
not. Rights.
I'm not saying that. I used to like not be able to participate in group chats because my phone would like break if group chats were formed with me in it. And so like I get it, which then my argument is we need an app. We all need to decide on one app. It doesn't need to be texting. It can just be one app that everyone uses. Stop spreading it out. That's my argument. I don't need everyone to get an iPhone. I need us all to agree on one space.
Mm-hmm.
And these are my strong feelings.
Yeah, I guess I never really noticed. No, wait. I never cared. I don't care. If you want to message me on X, I will message you back on X. And if you message me on Y, I'll message you back on Y. My only thing that I hate is when, and specifically, it's normally like, it'll either be Mike and I or it'll be Brock and I, where we'll start talking through Snapchat. You and I do it sometimes too, but obviously we're normally together. Mm-hmm. But we'll be having a texting conversation, and then like that conversation will just kind of like trail off, not really go anywhere. And then like one of us will send a Snapchat of like Hobbs or whatever, and then we just start talking in Snapchat, and I'm like, why are we talking in Snapchat? Like, can we just please take this back to Messenger?
Why?
And I will sometimes send that specifically. I'll
Yeah,
go,
I know.
can we stop using this? Because the messages go away, and I'll
Yeah.
open it and accidentally close out of it, and then forget what you said, and then I can't come back to it.
Why is Snapchat still used? Because we can just send a photo.
Nudes.
That's true. I do send all my nudes through Snapchat.
That's probably, I mean,
But truly,
probably
like, especially amongst,
thing.
like, why would you and I send snaps to each other?
well, yeah, I mean, we don't. We
don't.
literally
It's
send pictures of our pet animals that aren't here, so we don't Snapchat each other up here.
But, like, you know what I mean? Like, why do we do it?
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like, if anything, like, Snapchat should...
Again, it's good for like
my
groups,
use, Snapchat
because, like,
should die.
like when, like, if like one of us, like if Ohana wants to like send something, we can like send a picture of it. And Snapchat is like a better medium to do that, maybe,
That's true, I guess.
over like trying to do it in GroupMe, because I think it's like cluttered. I don't know. Anyway,
So, I was on the internet. Do you want me to just keep going, or do you want to talk about anything?
please.
I was on the internet, and good old Pinterest was like, we know how much you love to look at alternative living situations. So here's one. And I went, thank you, Pinterest. I love you. So I'm going to pull it up. Actually, I already did. I'm going to spill coffee literally everywhere. Whoa!
Welcome
I've
to
never seen a table before.
2021. This new invention is called a table. You can set things on it.
Fuck
You've
that
actually
table.
been using it pretty well. You don't fuck them.
No, but
You
fuck
set
that
things
table.
on.
No, I don't fuck
Fuck
it.
it.
Fuck that table.
No, I'm not going to.
So they showed me a company called Green Magic Homes. And let me see if they have just like a good synopsis of what they are.
Green Mountain Homes?
Green Magic Homes. Did I say mountain?
No.
Oh, okay. A green living technology that integrates residents with the surroundings, fostering wellness, environmental awareness, and appreciation of nature while offering significant technological advantages that deliver an unparalleled, unique living experience. So the Pinterest like little picture basically was like, have you ever wanted to live in a modern hobbit hole? And I was like, yeah, I would love to. So it's one of those houses that you can grow grass on top of it. So it looks just like a little hill in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So I have pictures for you. And it's literally... So like they bring in these like large crates. And like that's the house. And then you grow green on top of it.
Can you walk on it?
Some, I believe you can. Or all you can. That I wasn't totally confident on, but they have a bunch of different like models depending on like your lifestyle and needs and family size and whatnot. And yeah, like they show some people farm on top of their houses.
Really funny, because my first thing was going to be, our biggest complaint is that we right now just don't have enough room. So I was going to go, how would moving into a hobbit hole...
It's not that small.
Because normally I think, well, technically... If you remember from Lord of the Rings, Bilbo, Frodo, their house, not that small. They have rooms all. They have rooms.
Very large, yeah.
You know, so but whenever I think of a hobbit hole, I think of one room. I think it's like a studio size. So when you were saying that, I was going to go, yeah, of course this is something you like, because it's totally unobtainable for you as a human being, and you love to think these things are great. But then I saw that had a 4-bedroom option.
Yeah,
how expensive?
They start at 1 bedroom and then they go up to 4, I believe.
How expensive is a 4-bed?
So it doesn't quite tell you exactly. You have to like inquire about it.
Interesting. It's a scam.
But it does say like depending on the size, they start at. I feel like I found a link somewhere where it kind of told you, but I'm not positive now.
It's embarrassing.
I think some were like you can get one for, you're gonna invest a total of like $14,000, and they ship you a whole house in pieces and you put it together.
So you need to buy land.
Yeah, you do need to buy land. They also have those set up some areas as like hotels, so like you can just go experience this as well.
Interesting.
Yeah, if you go to their website, they have like residential, agricultural, vacation rentals. Like they have like different stuff like this. I think there's like communities of these in like Florida and Hawaii where it's obviously very easy for like greenery to like exist all the time and like keep you warm because like it's meant to be like the most peak environmental way of living. They do show it in other areas, but I think that's probably where it's the most popular, obviously, and like easiest to implement. But look at the inside. They went for like, look at how fancy and modern everything's like curved and beautiful. And they always try to incorporate like an outdoor space on top of the fact that your house is literally grass.
Shit.
I think it's so cool.
That is actually really cool.
Like I just could see like a whole community of these would be so fun. We're telling all of our friends.
Is this my dream?
Is
this my dream happening?
We're gonna go buy a bunch of land and have all of our friends.
I'll start texting people.
Yeah, put them in all the group chats. All of
How
them.
much money are you willing to spend on land?
So how long will it take you guys to save like 14 to 20 grand?
Well, we have to buy land,
We
Shelby.
have to buy land.
Do you know how much land costs?
I know. In
Just
some
empty
states,
land. It should be
yeah.
free. Land should be free.
Should it?
No.
Yeah.
It should be cheap though.
Yeah.
It should be obtainable.
Buying land is like a whole mess.
It should be like,
Also depends on where you're trying to go.
I think it should be like 30.
Yeah.
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 I think it should be near free. I think it should be like an application process
Do you think?
to like bid on the land.
Do you think there should be limits to land ownership?
Like you can only own so much.
Unless for like you fall into certain categories. Like obviously agriculture, you're going to need more land.
Right.
than,
That would
like,
be part of the application.
Right.
Boom.
Boom.
Yeah, I think there should be limitations. I think if I'm just like, yeah, I have a house. Just me. Me and my significant other and our one kid and our dog.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go, oh, okay, how many acres? And they're like, it's 23 acres and it's a mansion. I think that person should be put down.
Oh boy.
And put down in economic sense and told no.
Stop it. Like, what are you doing with 23 acres?
Exactly. That's what I mean. And it's like, you always look at these like huge estates, right?
Yeah.
And it's just an open lawn.
It really is.
Like,
It's not even
very
like
rarely do
forest
anything
or
with it.
like anything natural. It's just open, or like a garden. It's just open generally. I think that's like the weirdest thing
So
ever.
I think there should be a limitation on that.
Yeah, I
think
get
like
that.
what's the point?
Yeah.
Also, who needs a house with 17 bedrooms? I just don't get
Me.
that.
I'm joking. I want 17 basements. They stack. Mm-hmm.
And we could have like a slide in our closet because I've always wanted
spirals.
that. Yeah, and it takes you down.
And you have to stop yourself.
And you have to stop. Yeah.
Or you just grab onto the wall.
There's a
Bar.
pull-up bar that you have to like be ready for. Like you're like this, and then you're like, oh wait, this is floor 2.
And you have to hope no one else is right behind you, or you get kicked in the back.
Well, nobody would be right behind you because it would just be you and me.
I might be coming. I'm like, yo, I gotta go to floor -4.
Well, then I would let you go first.
No.
Ladies
You wouldn't see me coming.
I'd be getting it. I'd be like, hey, Shelby, just so you know, I'm going to floor -3.
I'd be like, what? I think you said -7, so I think you're gone, but like you're there on pull-up bar -3. I come zooming in.
And I just got back surgery.
And I got my steel-toed boots on, so
and
I'm
I just
kicking.
got back surgery because of the last time you ran into me. But I'm like stopped, and I'm like, okay, getting out on -3 because this is the floor where we kill people.
Yeah, it's the cellar.
Yeah, and so I'm getting in. I'm like putting my first leg in.
Yeah.
I'm kicking in. And I'm like, ugh.
You're like, oh, if only I'd have this back brace.
And then you just steel-toe boots right in my back.
They actually go straight through your abdomen.
So then we have to go to floor -7
Because that's our emergency
hospital wing.
Yeah, we have a hospital wing in our basement.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think that's the future. Basements are the future.
Good, I can game there, and then I can live up to my name.
Basement gamer
What's happening?
pod. But yeah, that's all. That's
like
this is
that.
gonna be
That was cute.
the saddest thing ever. That's all I had. I want to live in a hobbit hole. That's not really a hobbit hole.
I like it.
I never finished reading Lord of the Rings.
The Hobbit.
Oh yeah, The Hobbit. Yeah. Which one? I was reading The Hobbit. Yeah, I never finished it. But yeah, they literally talk about that Bilbo, like, his father, like, came into money. So their house is, like, basically considered a Hobbit hole mansion. Comparatively.
There's still something else we can talk about.
Okay, that's good.
People coming into money. Elon Musk, richest man in the world.
Yeah.
And for some reason, we are getting all of these stories about Elon Musk.
Oh.
And about how, man, he's a real starter from the bottom. Now he's here kind of story. Mm-hmm. You may remember the jokes of Donald Trump when he said that he got a small, I think it was Donald Trump, said he got a small loan of $1 million.
He only started with $1 million.
Only, yeah.
And his father's name.
If you wanna see a true success story of started from the bottom, now they're here, like a true representation of that, you're looking at it.
Oh God.
$0
Look away
to now.
To $0 to 12.
Yeah, we have $12 to our name. This is the American dream. This is what you're looking at.
Getting $12.
There are people who have it much, much worse, and people who have it much, much better, obviously, who have started with less. But Elon Musk, great guy, right? Good for him. He's forward thinking. He's a bit of a nut.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if he still is the richest person in the world.
Him and Jeff Bezos compete day by day.
Yeah.
I think they keep tabs. I'm sure they like test each other.
He
Like,
did
oh, I kept you today.
He did it, and yeah, everybody's talking about how
much he's achieved.
Yeah, how much he's achieved. He was born in South Africa, so that's tough. That's tough for a white man. I'm pretty sure it's not.
No, I'm pretty sure white people
dominate South Africa.
100%. That's like the whole history of South Africa. That's the history of a lot of places, but like his dad was very poor. Also fucking wrong. His dad owned an emerald mine. I'm pretty sure that's worth nothing today.
That would be like me going to elementary school holding a PS5
20 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
20 years ago. And then people going, wow, Spencer, you're doing really well for yourself. And I'd be like, what are you talking about? My dad owns a diamond mine. We're fucking poor.
You don't understand where I come from.
Yeah. So people were posting a lot of stuff like that. It was really funny. Like there was one where he was like fixing his car. They were like, Elon Musk fixing his car because he was too poor to pay somebody. He could have left for America like that, and everything would have been fixed for him. He was like forcing himself to do with less than he needed to. Like he had it at a moment's notice. It's like when somebody's like, no, it's like the whole thing we were talking about this, where it's like I locked my phone away, but it's like, but it's right there. Like
I know I have access to it whenever I need it. Any day
you can go get it. And so,
I'm making the choice because I have the choice.
That being said, I won't say that he hasn't worked hard or anything like that. And I more so appreciate the stuff that he's been trying to do than Amazon being Amazon.
Yeah.
That's me personally. I think like the space stuff
advancements
that they're trying
in technology
to do
and like
everything that he's trying to do with like the cars and stuff, as pretentious and douchey as he can be sometimes. A lot of like the smart home stuff that he's really trying to work towards with solar and stuff like that. I do think I
think there's like ideas there.
I think he's intelligent, but sometimes I'm not sure.
He's just has access to really intelligent people.
But I feel like that's something that happened between last episode and this one.
It happened recently, yeah.
And then
when are we gonna be the richest people? I don't want to be the richest people on the planet, but
no way. I don't think ever, because I don't think we would ever. One, I don't think we'd ever amass that money in anything that we do, and two, like,
who needs it?
Right? Like, what would we do with it? I think we would. I would like to believe that we would get rid of it before we'd even have that much.
Well, college would take most of it.
Yeah. We'd create a university.
Oh my God.
To scam people out of their money.
Wait, so we'd create a university?
That's what I said.
You didn't need to add the second part.
No, I said, oh, you're right.
We just create a university.
True. But yeah, that happened. And then, yeah. So wait, you don't have anything else?
No.
This was the episode?
Yeah.
Okay, I do have something else.
Yeah.
So the day that we're recording this is actually Inauguration Day. Inauguration. And I feel like normally every presidency and every few years we get an uptick in should the minimum wage go up. Minimum wage sitting at a nice comfortable $7.25
on the federal level, right?
Federal level $7.25. Shelby.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to take taxes into consideration because
that obviously just messes it up even more.
Yep. But let's just say you work an 8-hour day with your $7.25. I'm going to put this in my terms. That's $58. I can't even buy a fucking video game with that. One full day of work, and I can't buy a video game.
Yeah.
A single game. That being said, $58, it's only one day, but that wouldn't have covered our grocery trip.
Nope.
And again, this isn't taking taxes into consideration.
Right.
Such a low amount of money. Really, really shitty. And I'm of the belief that we should raise it. But that's not why we're here today. Today we're here. I'm going to give a brief history on the minimum wage. According to history.com. History.com's coming up with the assist here for me. And I think there's some stuff here that's a little shocking. So, Massachusetts. Good old Massachusetts was the first state to enact a minimum wage.
That makes sense. That? I mean, it's one of the oldest states, so that makes sense.
And that was in 1912.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So
there wasn't a minimum wage until 1912?
We are 100 years.
Does it say what it was?
Years. It does not. We are just over 100 years past that.
That's crazy, actually.
In 1933, the greatest president to ever grace the office, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, because he was working to obviously deal with the Great Depression and all that. He enacted like the New Deal, the National Industrial Recovery Act, all that stuff, right? The businesses and the industries had to set their own wages. So the cotton industry was the first to do so, and it set a minimum weekly wage of $13 in northern states and $12 in southern states. And then this also got rid of child labor. So people are a little fuzzy on that, whether or not that's good or bad, but you know.
Getting rid of child labor? Okay. That was
a joke.
That was also prior to the 40-hour work week. The 40-hour work week wasn't a thing until the late 30s, early 40s.
Well, I was about to say, this was $12 to $15 weekly wage for 35 to 40 hours of labor.
Oh, okay.
So this basically probably kicked off the 40-hour work week.
I was gonna say I knew it was right around that time.
So yeah, and then in 1937, the Supreme Court rules in favor of the minimum wage,
making it federal.
Right.
Right.
Yep. And then in 1937. So then 1938, the Fair Labor Standards Act was enacted, and that is what actually established the minimum wage. So 1938 is when we got our first minimum wage, and that was set at 25 cents per hour.
That's crazy.
I was gonna say,
I know that's the thing, because like obviously all our grandparents were like, I used to go, I'd get a nickel every week and I'd go and get myself some burger, and like, so like I know that's the reality, but that's still the craziest thing in the world to hear, like how quickly our market has fluctuated. Like how quickly. That's 2 lifetimes.
Yep.
That's insane.
Yep. All right. So now I'm going to try and find all of the changes that we've gotten. So now, real quick, the minimum wage, right? Like,
yeah.
Why have a minimum wage? It's basically what it's literally supposed to be is the minimum
wage required, to money. Live a life. Yeah.
So we talked about a little bit, just because it's a federal minimum wage, states have the opportunity to make it whatever they want. It just can't be lower than. $7.25 an hour. That is, again, our current federal minimum wage. So in 1949, I believe that was the next change. The minimum wage was raised from no. So before that, it was raised to 40 cents.
Whoa.
So it was raised in 1949 to 75 cents an hour. Because as other things increase, so too must the minimum wage.
Mm-hmm.
This is a very hard concept for people. In 1955, it was raised to $1 an hour. 1961, it was raised to $1.15, and then in September of 1961, and then by September of 1963, it was raised to $1.25. So we were supposed to keep having these like staggerings.
Right.
It was supposed to be like, okay, well, so we're gonna raise it, and then in 2 to 3 years, it should probably be at this point.
You're in the 50s. The markets were like booming. It was like industrialization. Like everything was growing exponentially. People were buying so much, and like comparatively to prior, obviously. So yeah, like minimum wage should also be growing because jobs were growing. Like everything was growing. So like you would think everything else followed suit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Except.
In 1974, it was raised to $2. It was raised to $2.10 in 1975, and then $2.30 in 1976. That is 3 straight years where there was an increase to the minimum wage. Crazy. Because year over year, things change. Maybe. I don't know. That's just me. Maybe I don't know Jack. I don't know Jack.
Yeah, Jack, I never heard of him.
And then it reached $2.30 in, because there's like the stipulation of like, well, but if you're in this industry,
mm-hmm.
like, you know, like how waitresses and waiters don't get a
screwed
livable
over
wage
constantly.
because that makes sense.
Yeah.
So there's like differences, but
yeah.
Then the minimum jumped to $2.65 an hour in 1978, $2.90 in January of 1979, $3.10 in January of 1980. So once again, we see 3 changes. Oh wait, and then $3.35 in January of 1981. So once again, this is 4 changes in 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Mind-boggling.
I'm like, how did we make the jump to 7? I'm shocked.
I mean, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I'm really just scanning. Sorry. So, minimum wage was raised to $3.80 in 1990, $4.25 on April 1st. So we're getting close.
Joke.
That's a 45-cent raise.
That's an April Fool's joke.
Nice. That's 1991. 1996 increased to $4.75 on October 1st, and then it was jumped to $5.15 on September 1st.
Wow.
So $5.15 September 1st, sorry, 1997.
Oh, okay.
So
I was like, they changed it that fast.
So October.
A year later.
Wait, it was October 1996 and then September.
To 1997.
Right.
Yeah.
September 1997. Well, because September comes before October.
But I'm saying like yeah. Sorry, my brain was like not functioning.
Yeah. Well, neither was mine because I didn't say it. And then they revised the tip credit. So tipped employees have to make at least $2.13 per hour.
Oh.
Which I think
Big
is still
jump.
what it is.
I can't tell. I can't remember. I don't know for sure. I don't know if it's that low or if it's like $1 or $2 higher now. But yeah.
In 2007, amendments increased the minimum wage to $5.85 per hour.
Okay, wait. So you stopped at 1997.
1997, it was at $5.15.
And then 10 years later.
10 years later,
it jumped
went
to
70 cents.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
That was effective July 24th. Then it jumped 70 more cents because it staggered it. 70 more cents, $6.55 per hour in 2008. And then in 2009, we got our glorious extra 70 cents to what we now know as the federal minimum wage of $7.25. It has been over 10 years since we have seen a raise. And so what this is basically saying is that we are due for another one, no matter how you try to cut it.
Yeah.
And what we're due for is another 3 to 4 years where we consistently get an increase, because you shouldn't just inflate it immediately you shouldn't just make a huge jump. You shouldn't realistically jump from $7.25 right to $15. But if the goal is 15, you need to take 15 minus 7.25, whatever that number is, divided by 3 or 4, and that's the jump we should be making each year
Right.
for 3 to 4 years.
Right.
And that's a big jump.
Yeah.
Like, we shouldn't be doing that. We should have never been put in the situation to do that.
No, but I mean, they didn't keep up with the market growth that happened in the early 2000s and has just continued to happen. They didn't, I mean, literally, they didn't whatsoever. They gave it a small bump in 97, which, like, okay, yeah, that was probably, I mean, late 90s, you're starting to see it. But since the 2000s, consumerism has, like, blown up. Like, and they did nothing to keep up with it.
Yep. So I've been seeing, we've been seeing a lot of arguments of people saying, like, oh, well, your $1 Taco Bell meal is, if you jump to $15 minimum wage, your Taco Bell meal is going to be, $175 or something ridiculous. That's wrong. And I follow Iffy on Twitter. Iffy Nwadwe, I think is how you pronounce his last name.
One of the funniest people on the internet.
He's hilarious.
Yeah.
Ifdeez, at Ifdeez, Ifdeez, I think. You should definitely follow him. And he posted a funny little TikTok of him saying that that Carl's Jr., I think it was, made a burger called the $6 burger.
Yeah.
That cost $3.99.
To make fun of
restaurants that had burgers that cost $6.
Yeah.
And then it increased and increased. And now the burger is called the Thick Boy Burger. It's the same exact burger and it costs $9. And since then, the minimum wage has still been $7.25 an hour.
Yeah. Yep.
Y'all are crazy. Like, this change needs to happen. I think one of the first minimum wages was $1 something, right? And at that time it was equivalent to, it was on the history one, that was equivalent to just over $11, almost $12 in 2019 dollars. So that's not accounting for what the dollar is now in 2021. So let alone right there, right? Mm-hmm. It's saying that minimum wage was $1 back then, which would equate to $12 now. And the minimum wage is $7.25. It's not a livable wage anymore.
No, not
it's
even
not.
close.
It's a way to exploit workers is what it is.
Yeah.
And, if you want to put in stipulations where it's like, well, if you're, because people love to say that minimum wage jobs are only for people in high school or in college or, like as an extra job on the side. No, it's not. That's not what the minimum wage is. The minimum wage is a livable wage. You were supposed to be able to live off of how much you make in a year.
Even if you're going to argue
making a minimum wage job.
Even if
it's not just for
students, we'll say students. Even if you're going to argue it is for students, like, then that still doesn't scale, because the amount that an average student is paying for college is not, you're supposed to like be able to work off paying for it. I'm not saying like you're supposed to be able to just like out of pocket pay for your whole year, but there is supposed to be a system in place that you can start working it off, and that's not possible on minimum wage jobs.
Tuition has not, the best argument is tuition prices have not fluctuated the same as minimum wage has. Because back in the 60s, you could have worked a minimum wage job, worked 40 hours a week, which is a lot to ask while being in school.
It is a lot, yeah.
No doubt about it. But you could have worked a 40-hour week and paid for your school.
Yeah,
you cannot do that now.
No, it's not physically possible. And it's not like, I'm not asking for the perfect, like, I want to be able to pay for my semester during my semester. Like, I'm not even asking for that perfect exchange, because I don't think like that need, like,
we shouldn't have to accrue a loan that's going to take 20 years to pay off.
Yeah. 20 years when you hope you get the job you're projecting to get by putting out the money. That's not projecting at like...
Which is a risk.
Yeah.
Because the job market isn't what it should be.
Exactly. It's a whole mess of cycle, and like I really can't talk too much on it because I don't know economics.
And the biggest issue is overpopulation. We need to start Thanos snapping people. We need to get rid of people.
No.
Stop having babies.
No.
Yes. Yes.
No.
Yes. We absolutely have an overpopulation issue.
I don't think that
okay, then build more houses. Make living more affordable.
Yeah,
so that way we don't have a fucking homeless problem.
Yeah, I think
we have
that's
so
the
much
avenue.
fucking land. Like, why don't? Here's a great way to create jobs: build houses for homeless people. That's a crazy idea, Spencer. Where did you come up with that? I don't know. Fucking people on the internet. People on the internet sometimes have really great ideas. People on the internet also sometimes think that it's a great idea to stick their finger up their butthole and eat it. So sometimes people have bad ideas too. But if that's your thing, that's your thing. Don't know why I did that metaphor.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
know
sorry.
either.
This is a weird episode, and I'm done talking about the minimum wage. The minimum wage is really a fascinating thing. You should definitely look into it, because I definitely have had previously my own misconceptions about it. And, you know, if the minimum wage doubles, the price of milk and the price of bread will not double. Might go up, but it will be marginal. It will not double. That is all.
The end.
Start clapping.
Clap, 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 clap.
Is that it for this episode?
I don't have anything else. That's such a dull point to go out on.
WandaVision is a great show.
And you got a PS5.
And I got a PS5.
Happy thoughts.
WandaVision's really good so far. It's interesting because not a ton has happened yet, but they're setting it up still, and I have a lot of hope for the show.
And
I
it's
think
so
gonna be
different
really good.
from anything that has ever been done for at least the Marvel universe, to my knowledge.
If you're a big Marvel fan, you should definitely get on that, because I think more stuff's going to be coming out soon for that. But yeah,
Very excited.
yeah, new episodes every Friday. So that means yesterday, if you're watching this the day of yesterday,
Oh my God.
WandaVision came out, and we watched it, but we didn't watch it before recording this, so we can't talk about it. But
I mean, we also probably won't talk about it because
bees,
so people can watch it.
bees. That's all I'll say. Cool. Good job. Great stuff, Shelby. Oh wait, are we still recording?
Yeah.
Oops.
Well, we got you guys a shorter one.
You asked for it.
You asked for it, question mark.
All right, I'm out.
You can follow us on both of our social medias. Sorry to end this on a bit of a bummer, but
Why is it a bummer?
it was a bit of a bummer.
Really? Why?
I don't know.
I got my PS5.
Yeah,
And I'm really happy.
Happy thoughts, PS5. But yeah, you can follow us both on our social medias and watch us on YouTube if you're in the mood to watch us rant. I don't know. Might be something you're into. But and you can find us as always on all the platforms. And I think that's it. Is that it?
Yes.
We will see y'all in the next episode.
Bye. Love you guys.